I have had one of the worst 48 hours of my life. I'm seething. Not only did my bag with all my camera equipment get stole like Kelly Rowland in this Stars and Stripes root beer chicken tender of a city America. Not only did I have to stream on a webcam like it's OnlyFans, 240pp straight out of a potato, more bloodlines than Robin Thicke. My team got put in a spliff. All the money spent in the summer and it feels like it's winter. -3 degrees in West London. We got dog walked. We got cooked, sauteed, rotisserie. We got fried. That Spurs cockerel will be in KFC by the end of the night. It was free, like some airport Wi-Fi. Once again, we get G-checked at the G-Tech. I'm fuming. Men versus boys. It was like watching a Joe Jackson documentary. The game was one-sided like a plaster, fam. From the first whistle, the Brentford players were running around like crackheads, blood. Swarmed by the bees like a Candyman film. No air like Chris Brown and Jordan Sparks. No patterns like a Spurs home shirt. No chemistry, no periodic table. We got put through the table, blood. Our players looked like they were social distancing from each other. No identity like Jason Bourne. Memento. It was a long kiss. Good night, fam. Brentford looked like Barcelona. Barcelona. We got ripped like a Beyblade. They were playing with us. They treated us like a console, blood. Brentford was dancing. Notting Hill Carnival came early. These man were doing up Stomp the Yard. These man were doing up You Got Served. We got a whole new back, a Premier League BBL, but it's straight out of Dominican Republic. It's botched. That defending was straight out of Kings of Comedy today. We got opened up at will like a Monzo account, blood. They called me negative when I said our front line looks like Stevie Wonder took up barbering, fam. I told man that the first game of the season, we would need IVF to create something. We would need AI to create something. We couldn't get a sniff like Drew Barrymore, blood. Demi Lovato, Adrian Mutu, fam. At times, it looked like these players were sleepwalking. We were second best at everything, fam. We was Marty Jannetty. We was Charlie Hosblad. The players looked lost. They looked like they were back in Hong Kong trying to order some food, fam. That performance was a disgrace. I see no changes. Two-pack, blood. I thought Igor Tudor was on a touchline looking like Lurch from the Addams family. The attack today, toothless, blood. We need dentures, the midfield, after nearly spending 200 million. I was seeing more holes than Camp Green Lake. Birds.
You wait weeks for the Premier League to return, only to get G-checked at the G-Tech. Brother, what the hell did I just watch? Now, what the actual hell did I just watch, bro? 3-0. Opening day. Wow. Wow. Yo, as soon as that Savinho and Marmoush deal are over, we might have to go and spend another 200 mil. Wow. Honestly, there was nothing redeeming about that result. Nothing redeeming about that game. Absolute shambles. Top to bottom, minute 1 to minute 90. Cannot believe you wait weeks and weeks for the new season. You think, you know what? Yeah, new manager, new signings, yeah, new tactics, yeah. You know what? We survived last year. New energy, yeah. And then this club will show you, nah. We the same old dudes, bro. We the same guys we were last year. And you know what? Shame on me for thinking different. And if you are watching this at home and you thought different as well, shame on you. Because I don't know why we give these man belief when they haven't given us reason to have belief in them. Unbelievable, honestly. Like, there's so many things wrong. I knew, when I saw the lineup, I already kind of knew we were in trouble. I was like, hold on. Who is that in the 9? Who is that in the 10? Who is that on the wings? I said, yeah, you know what time it is, man.
Brentford come in with a midfield of Sangara. We could not live with him. We couldn't get near him. Janelt and Jensen. And they absolutely played us off the fucking park. It is embarrassing. We finished 17th last season and 17th the year before. And right now, we are, I know it's one game, and listen, we could go and beat Newcastle and really get back on track, but as it stands right now, we are bottom of the Premier League. We are bottom. We have not scored a Premier League goal, and we have conceded 3. After one game, Man United were outplayed today against Hull. And we're thinking, do you know what? That has got to be one of the shocks of the season. Tottenham go, do you know what? Hold my beer. It's embarrassing.
Big up Spurs fans near and far. Tottenham 0, Brentford 3. And we are officially joint bottom of the Premier League table. We are down there with Frank Lampard's Coventry City. And I can't lie to you, that performance was one of the dustiest performances I've ever seen in my life. I need to know the reason why we got slapped up the way that we got slapped up. I said it before on my stream. I said that De Zerbi got the tactics wrong. How can you play Archie Gray? How can you play Mikey Moore, Bergvall, and Tell in a lineup and expect to win a Premier League game? We had no muscle. There was no muscle in the location. It was just whack. And there was no fight. For me, I've been saying it already. I didn't like Vicario. I don't like Kinky. It's a madness to make Kinky our number 1. I'm telling you now, De Zerbi knows he made a mistake. De Zerbi took a gamble. Yeah? What I'm saying is, why are you gambling now? Why are you gambling now? Get the wins. Get some confidence in the boys. And then start bringing in these youngsters. Don't just be bringing them in from now, bro. Bringing in from now to do what? I'm vexed. Anyway, big up to everyone locked in, locked on. Mob says, I thought Spurs were winning the league. Bro, well, I said we were going to compete. I never said we were winning the league. Can't wait to hear the excuses, all the rant. Big up to you. We got OB in the building, the human being. Deji, my old China. Enjoy your season, mate. It only gets harder from here. See you at the Emirates. Oh, my gosh.
This score behind me is not AI. This score behind me isn't a fantasy. It's not a career mode on EAFC. It's real life. It's real. We lost the whole city 2-0. And I had a spiel already before. And first of all, Maddie, usually you have a nice edit in the beginning. You got some music, none of that today. None of that. I already had a little bit of a spiel. I thought it would cool down on my drive back home. No. Went to New York City for a watch party. It was awful, depressing. Here's a little spiel of mine right after the game.
I woke up for this game this morning. Never in my mind did I think to myself, we were going to lose this game. I thought, maybe whole city newly promoted. You know, the stadium's going to be booming. But there wasn't a thought that crossed my mind losing today. Man United, I thought going to be the Premier League champions. I thought 21 was going to lose the whole city. I'm going to say the whole city. Not only that, guys, 0 goals. We didn't score against whole city. I want you to think about that. Think about 0 goals in the opener. First time in our history that we lose to a newly promoted team in the first game of the season.
What do? We talked crazy all preseason. We talked insane. The new signings I thought was going to be. What do we do now? You know what we need? We need a Casemiro 2.0. Remember when we lost 4-0 to Brentford and Casemiro said, don't worry, I'll fix it. We need someone to fix it. Because it's bad. Guys, I'm going to say it one more time. Whole city. I drove out here to New York City. Got to see some of the community, but it was depressing. Wow, season opener. We gassed it up for that.
The worst part is that there was whole city fans at this little event. And guys, they were roaring at me. I saw grown men roar at me. We're the Tigers. We lost the Tigers roaring at us. It's embarrassing.
I'm going to get home and make a proper match reaction, but that is embarrassing. The only positive, this is pressure on the board. We need more signings. I thought in only 1-2 positions, but maybe a lot more positions. 2-0 to whole city.
But losing 2-0 to a Hull side who are favourites to go down with 90% of their players making their Premier League debuts in the same game. Losing to them, that's a different ballgame altogether. This was probably one of the most sobering afternoons and openings to a season I've ever sat through. Watching that game there today, the dejection from the fan base towards the fans, looking at them away fans, they had nothing to hold on to. Neither of us did. Fans watching it all over the world, fans watching it in Manchester, wherever you are watching Manchester United there today, you could not connect with that team today because it just didn't look like they were connected themselves. It looked like a team that were that lacked sharpness, that lacked fitness, that lacked that readiness to start the Premier League season. Like, every team is in the same position right now. Every team is going through the same things. Yes, we can moan about World Cups and players not being back and players not having the right amount of time, but I watched Arsenal do the same thing, and they had a lot of players in the World Cup and they were ready to go. It just didn't look like we had a plan. It didn't look like we had any idea what we were doing going forward. The connection and communication at the back was shocking. Keystone Cop defending for all of the goals that we conceded. Set piece issues again for Manchester United. And Hull found it easy. And the worst thing about that whole game was how easy it was for Hull. That's the hardest bit. You could argue a little bit for United if you'd have pinned Hull back, if they were defending for their lives, clearing balls off the line, scrapping, fighting for absolutely everything, and standout performances all over the pitch. It was a stroll in the park. It was a stroll in the park for Hull. And that's the most disappointing part of it.
I'm going to try to stay calm, but I don't think I can. We have just been beaten to a newly promoted team. This is the first time in 50 odd years Hull City have beaten us. You see these lot? They just about came into the Premier League. They did it via the playoffs. They were actually favourites to get relegated in the Championship last season. We've lost to them. Embarrassing. That is absolutely embarrassing. Do not tell me to calm down. Pathetic, weak, spineless performance from some of these players. We can talk about Michael Carrick, and I will do, about the tactics, about what the game plan was, but these group of players, are absolutely a joke. They thought they could just stroll on the football pitch, put the sandals on, and it's a given to win a football match. You know these guys are going to be up for it. It's the first time they've been in the Premier League for a while. And yet, there was no commitment. There was no willing to win the ball back. This idea that we're just sitting off their game plan. All their game plan was get the ball out wide and cross it. But yet, what do? You got time. You can relax. Go on then, have a free aim. What are we doing? Some of these players today, man, what have you been doing all summer? What's the mentality this season? Think he can put his feet up and just relax? No! We got to go again. This football club has not done the basics for so long. To maintain your position in the league, so good and well doing it last season, when there was less pressure and we had one game a week. This is the season where you need to fix up.
Hull City. There was talk of them being the worst team to ever get promoted. There was talk of them potentially going a season without getting a win. There was talk of them breaking a points tally for the lowest points recorded in Premier League history just a couple of weeks ago. This was a game that surely Manchester United could not lose. Surely. Not only did Manchester United lose, but it wasn't like they lost because of a bad VAR decision. It wasn't because they lost and they were unlucky. They lost, they got embarrassed, they got humiliated, they got outplayed, and they could not do a thing.
Right, that was embarrassing. That did not go to plan. You know what? There was a few people, United fans, saying, be warned about this. And there was one thing I was scared about, right? And it was playing unfit players and playing all the favourites. Yeah, and that's on Michael Carrick, to be fair. But I know Ahmad's injured. I'm probably going to get told, what else is he meant to do? Well, I'll tell you. But smash the likes, because, whatever. Just like up the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Not really in a great mood, just like everybody else. That was crap. It is as simple as that. That was crap. There's no other way to label it. When I'm going to say that Marcus Rashford and Harry Maguire were our most favourable attackers out of what we had deployed says everything about that game, right? It's not how preseason went. You have to play fit players. And that's exactly what I've been ramping about on the live shows this whole week, right? When we're doing these whole City build-ups. You know, them they killed us by 2 set pieces. They didn't really have any other sniffs, but we did not set the tone. Dorgu and Cunha need to be burying those chances to set the tone, or at least get back 1-0 at that point. Because then, what happens? The crowd dies down. The other players start thinking, oh, are we going to win today? Oh, can we get something? They went into a 5-4-1 shape and we just started crossing the ball, hoping that, you know, someone was going to get in the end of it.